I don't remember who stole it from.
Right. That's muted.
I only have one today. I only have one today. Only have one? Yes. Oh, all right. All right. Oh, that'd be good then. Yeah. Is that one of those from, Gregory? These are not bad. I actually like these, but I think Gregory's just has some of them in, so. Yeah, I really like it. Oh, this No, I didn't. They just had kids before they get it. Well, I said Walmart, right? Not half the employees had covered their mouth when they were that. They said these men. When you build that, well, that's buddy. Hi, Jared. Good. How you doing? Good. We got it. Well, I just know we don't have too many things like that. All these people that have it's gonna be a little crazy. We're probably not gonna pay it first. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, no!
And then there,
Hey, Mike.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
I like Brandy's Facebook Live this afternoon going out on that call. I thought that's pretty neat.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I thought that's pretty neat.
Good, good. It wasn't bad for the first day.
Yeah, absolutely was not. And you know what? I think stuff like that is effective.
Let's hope so. I hadn't watched it yet, so
You'll be pleased. They done a
Good.
fantastic job. You'll be pleased with it. I know you will. But
Well,
I liked it. I thought it was a good move.
well, then I guess I won't fire her the first day.
Oh, Lord, Michael.
Video.
But no, it was a good job. They done a good job. It was well done. Whether she'd had an opportunity to think it through or not, I don't know. But it was well done. It was just really, really good. And it was informative, and it shows what they get into, on a daily basis. And I thought it was good.
Good. Now she got the call, and she asked if she could go. I said, sure, go. She said, well, can we live it? I said, why not? So it was kind of spur of the moment. So I guess it worked out.
Well, that call is absolutely up to you. But in my humble opinion, I think it's a good move. I
Good.
think it's good for the public to see that. I was impressed by it because of the way that it was handled. It was handled professionally, and she done a good job with it.
Well, good. Well, I'll pass that along. I appreciate it.
Okay. Hey, Norma.
Go ahead, show me.
Amy. How you doing, darling?
Good, you doing good?
Doing great.
You homeowner?
Oh, I didn't bring my deal in for you to sign.
I can, I'm in the county.
Well, you can sign it for me anyway.
I can. I definitely will.
Have you talked to people over in Stuttgart yet?
No, not yet.
What? That's fine. No.
Okay. You want to remind everyone too, the tables are 6 feet tables, so if they're in a chair, unless they move it, they're 6 feet apart.
They can take off their mask.
If they want, well, they're sitting in a cluster, they can't, but if they're sitting in the chairs in the middle, they are 6 foot apart.
Okay.
So. Yeah, after you do this.
We have 2 minutes.
Yeah, after you do the scout thing, I'll go back there with you and I'll take the picture on that wall if you want.
Okay. Okay.
Ready for tomorrow.
Okay.
Who are we missing? Anybody? Did you bring,
I can't get hold of him. I don't know where he's at.
you don't know where he's
I
at?
think it was
Okay.
This is Dan now, this is our portion. We don't have the millage offset, that's what we're gonna
To the police fund.
do for lottery.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. This is what we're anticipating for 20, and then coming in millage. So this is what we will be paying this year, but if we don't get anything, this is
Okay.
600,000 what we get.
So that's what it cost us.
This is what it costs us,
Mm-hmm. Okay,
but the state supplements.
okay, right. Gotcha. Appreciate you. Hey, boss man, if you'll remind people too, if they come and talk to the mic when they get done, before someone else comes up, I'll come and wipe the mic. Okay. Okay, everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Just shake your head yes, so I can see you.
Yes.
Just make sure. Adam, you can hear me? Okay. It's 7 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Just to let everybody know, when we do the proclamation, I'm going to read it up here so all the Zoom audience can hear it. And then I'm going to turn the screen around and let the council members see us presenting it to the lucky recipient. And we'll do a picture and all that. I believe the media is here. Yes, and he'll want to take a picture, et cetera. And then we will continue with the meeting. Now, if you use the mic up here, we're going to have wipes over here with Matthew. And you've got to kind of put the mic really close to your mouth so the council members can hear. So you got to almost stick it right up to your, right there by your lips. So once you get up, we're going to wipe the mic after each person speaks. So if there's a little bit of time, remember, we're gonna wipe it off, so it's good and sanitized. Any other items, Matthew? The tables and chairs are each 6 feet, 6-foot tables. So I know we have a married couple right here, so they can be beside each other because they're married. And then we have another 6 feet. So if you don't group up, if you want to take your face mask off, the way I understand the ruling, you can, as long as you don't get in someone's space. So, but if you come close to somebody's space, you've got to put your mask back on, the way I understand it. But if you don't want to take it off, you don't have to. Anything else? Okay. We're going to go ahead and open up with a prayer. I'm going to go ahead and lead it if everybody would bow their heads. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much for letting us be here today to discuss city business and to help one another and help this city be better. Lord, Father, give us the guidances of wisdom to make the right decisions to make this town even better than it already is, Father. We ask this in all your name. Lord, just be with us as we're fighting the COVID and, Lord, and all the other items going on in our country. Lord, may you continue to bless us. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Pledge of Allegiance. The flag's right here in the back. If y'all would stand with me, those on council, I think Matt Weber has the flag for you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Tammy, roll call, please.
Here.
Long?
Here.
I can't hear you, Mr. Long.
Here.
Here. Still can't hear him. Is there something wrong in the back? Bear with me. We can't hear you here. Hang on. Stubby, I'd let you tell a joke, but I don't know what it's going to be like, so no. Okay. You're welcome. I bet Johnny Greer could tell a joke. Still having technical difficulties. Matt Weber, say something.
Good evening, Mayor.
Bear with us. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, for getting on early, doing your part. There's a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes that can mess up, and obviously we had one of those tonight. Okay, we have a backup plan. Matt, say something.
Hello?
He's in the other room, guys. You could hear Matthew Weber in the other room. In the other room. In the speakers.
What about you?
We're getting close.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mayor, he's correcting it. They had an event over here, so the sound was switched to that room. He's getting it switched back.
They had an event over
So I
here.
guess we can all hear each other, the mayor can't hear us?
Someone knowing,
Think so.
so it's in a different room, so they're having to bring it back into here, so.
I can hear Damon and Norma, and I can hear Kevin and Ed.
Yeah.
James, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you fine, yes.
Yeah.
Ron, Doug,
Yes.
Yeah.
The people out the front door can hear you of the event center. We hear just an echo.
so we can talk bad about the mayor and he can't hear us.
You can just hear an echo of us.
It sounds like I'm watching TV with my wife. I can't hear.
When you're outside.
I'm
you
saying
won't be
turn
able to
up
hear.
the volume. We're almost there. Hang on. You know, it's hard to watch Yellowstone when you keep it down too low. We're close. Travis, we're getting close.
Is there a birthday party going on there or something?
Somebody's having fun.
They can't hear us.
There's
It's
a big
over
old party
at
going on there. This is just a sign of how bad the entertainment factor is in the state of Michigan. My best friend Gordy is watching us tonight because he has nothing better to do.
Oh, gosh.
So, hey,
Getting
Gordy.
closer to the screen. Hang on.
Matt has turned the wheels and he is.
Y'all need to take a trip back and look at the sound equipment. There's a lot of buttons everywhere. A lot of cords, a lot of buttons. They had to call and get the technical expert on the line, so that's why it's taking so long.
What the heck are they watching?
I don't know.
It's over at Matt's house.
Must be.
Yeah. Could be at Laura's house. She's reaching over, slapping Adam now.
Yeah, it's Adam. Like, be quiet, Adam.
Shut up, Adam.
Adam hadn't said one word, so I don't know. He may can hear, but I don't think he can speak.
No,
I think the
Lord,
council
just
can hear
slap
each other because they're having a nice conversation. Nope.
Apparently the public can hear us online because my buddy Gordy just told me that I was a jerk for calling him out.
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody in the
boy.
world can hear us but
The
the
big
mayor.
blue now. Matt Weber's become a University of Michigan fan.
Blasphemer.
Hey,
Blasphemer.
we have got it.
All right.
The record show that we're back on to do business at 7-Eleven from technical difficulties. We had a, okay, had about a 9-minute delay. So, okay. We will continue and we just finished up the pledge. So thank everybody so much. Now it's roll call. Please, Tammy.
Long,
Here.
Davis,
Here.
Warner,
Here.
Bivens,
Here.
Hand,
Norma.
Norma, you here?
Here.
Reed,
Here.
Weber,
Here.
Wayman.
Here.
Okay. Everyone's present? You need anything? You good? Yeah, you might just have to get closer. Okay. Okay, first item is approval of minutes from the last meeting. It was in your packet.
I motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
I got a motion from Norma. Ed won the contest there. Second from Ed. Any discussion on the minutes?
Nope, they were accurate.
Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Warner,
Yes.
Bivens,
Yes.
Hand,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Wayman.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. The next item is the Mayoral Proclamation. It's a presentation that we're presenting to a Girl Scout Gold recipient. And I know we've seen some of these in the past, and I want to reiterate how tough it is to get this. Tabitha Haymaker? Well, I want to say it right. Tabitha Haymaker? Hammaker. Okay. I can't hear with the face mask. I'm sorry. So this is for Tabitha Hammaker. Very proud of her. Girl Scouts are very proud of her. This makes you all 7th in the last 2 years. 5th. I thought y'all had 7. Anyway, your 5th recipient in the last 2 years. Very, very awesome award to get. It's kind of like the Eagle Scout, which we all know for the Boy Scouts. So this is something very, very big for this young lady and for the Girl Scouts and for Cabot, Arkansas. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this so YouTube can hear me. Then we're gonna turn the screen around. Y'all can see it presented to her, and then they're gonna take a picture. But it says, whereas the mission of the Girl Scouts is building girls of courage, confidence, and character to make the world a better place. And whereas the designation of Gold Award is the most prestigious award in the world for girls and the most difficult to earn, and it's available exclusively to Girl Scouts. Approximately 1 million Girl Scouts have earned the Gold Award or its equivalent since 1916 and is granted to fewer than 6% of Girl Scouts annually. Whereas Tabitha Haymaker, a member of Girl Scout Troop 6242 in Cabot, Arkansas, has completed the requirements and was examined by the Girl Scout Gold Award Committee, which found her worthy of receiving the Gold Award on April 26, 2020. She is the 4th member of Troop 6242 to receive the Gold Award. And whereas Tabitha is an honor graduate of Cabot High School, where she was a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, and Thespian Society. She's planning on attending SAU in the fall with a major in biochemistry with plans to apply to dental school. And whereas Tabitha's Gold Award project included creating and giving multiple presentations for high school freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors to prepare them for the college applications and college life. She presented to multiple classes as well as 3 Girl Scout troops. Overall, 53 attendees received the useful college information. She created 2 presentations and posted them on YouTube to be used in the future by teachers and students. Tabitha reports that the most satisfying part of her Gold Award journey was discovering strengths about herself that she was able to share with the younger girls. She says she developed many leadership skills while preparing and presenting her Gold Award project. Now, therefore, I, Ken Kincaid, Mayor of the City of Cabot, do hereby recognize and congratulate Tabitha Haymaker for her outstanding accomplishment and extend to her our deepest appreciation for all her dedicated work in Cabot and wish her the best in all her future endeavors. I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Cabot, Arkansas to be fixed on this 20th day of July, 2020. So here's your deal. Everybody give it up for Tabitha. That was almost like a workout. Okay. Hey, congrats again. Y'all are welcome to stay, or you can go anytime you want, but you don't have to stick around if you don't want to, okay? But you're welcome to stay and sit and go out and celebrate. All right, first item is is read ordinances and resolution by title only. Do I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion that.
Resolution by title only.
I got a
Second.
motion by Doug to read ordinances and resolution by title only. The second was whom?
Damon.
Damon. Thank you, Damon. Any discussion? All in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Warner,
Yes.
Bivens,
Yes.
Knockan,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Wayman.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Okay, first item is City Council old business. This was the resolution number 25 of 2030. This was regarding the Unity Health mural contract. Could you read that, please, Tammy?
Resolution number 25 of 2020, a resolution approving a memorandum of understanding between Unity Health and the City of Cabot, Arkansas, the city.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion, we adopt resolution 25 of 2020.
Second.
Ed. I got a motion from Ed Long, a second from James Reed to adopt resolution number 25 of 2020. It's now open for discussion. Anyone? Okay. Anyone from the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy?
Knockan,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Wayman,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Warner,
Yes.
Bivens.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Now we're going to move to city council new business unless anyone has any old business. Anyone else have any old business?
Do we need to waive the second and third reading on that?
No, it's a resolution. You don't need to do that.
No.
Everybody good? Okay, we're going to move to new business. Ordinance number 18 of 2020, Tammy.
Number 18 of 2020, an ordinance to rezone a part of block 36, town of Cabot, and part of the SE 1/4 of section 13, T-4-N, R-10-W, Cabot, Lono County, Arkansas, from R-1 to R-4H, amending the land use plan and for other purposes, first reading.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I had a conversation with the engineer earlier today.
Mhm.
He said that he was not going to be on the Zoom meeting tonight because he just wanted the first reading tonight, that he might possibly want some expedited procedures on it next month, but he wasn't sure yet. So he's not here. So first reading is it.
Thank you, sir. I heard the same thing late in the day. I agree
That
with
one, and also number 20, the companion ordinance to that.
Okay. All right. Council have anything before we go to the next one?
Just wanted to get a clarification on this. So this R4H, just make sure I read it correctly. High density multifamily, 24 units per acre. This is 4 acres. So we're or a little over 4 acres. We're looking at 100 units in that space. Is that correct, Laura?
She's looking right now, ma'am.
I'm trying to remember how many acres it was. It was 4 acres, and they can have, for the high density, they can have 24 dwelling units per acre. So 24 times 4.
So we're looking at 100 potential units in that area.
96, right?
24, 24, 40, 96, correct, yes. Not 100, yeah, because it's just 4 acres, and they can have 24.
Do we know how many is going to be in there right now, Laura?
They've only done a sketch plan right now. They've not submitted a site plan. I believe the sketch plan that they submitted, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I believe it only had 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. They were doing a combination of duplexes and triplexes. They weren't going to come anywhere close to what they were going to maximize, but they were going to be potentially over the medium density. So that's why they requested the high density.
Okay, and I realize it's just the rezoning at this point, but I just thought that number was quite extreme for that area.
And again, if there's 2 houses that are currently on the property that they're going to keep because they are rented out right now. But as they do the rest of the development, if those houses become to where they're not rentable or too expensive to keep up, they have the option to tear those houses down and build either duplexes or triplexes. And that's why it would put them over the medium density, and they requested the high density.
Okay, I just want to make sure I understood it. Thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Anyone from the audience? Seeing none, we're going to move to the next ordinance. Tammy, ordinance number 19 of 2020.
19 of 2020, an ordinance to rezone a part of the SW 1/4 of the SE 1/4 of section 7, T-4-N, R-9-W, Cabot, Lono County, Arkansas, from R-1 to C-2 with special use, amending the land use plan and for the purposes first reading.
Adam Whitlow's on the call with us, and since he's kind of like family because he worked for the city of Cabot, I'm just going to let him go and speak to you guys. He needed some action on this. So Adam, I'm going to turn the floor over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. because we are late in the construction season, and there was no opposition to this rezone, we're asking the city to move as expeditiously as y'all feel comfortable with. We do not anticipate any more finding of fact to come about in the next 30 days. And like I said, we're late in the construction season. Of course, the buyers are anxious to get started the next phase. The rezone is, of course, the first phase that triggers surveys and design drawings and such. As such, please move forward as quickly as y'all feel comfortable moving forward with.
Matt,
May I ask what the special use is?
The special use was for the mini storages.
Mini storage.
It's going to be, the facility is planned as a mixed use commercial, future commercial, but the first phase is going to be mixed use, climate controlled and regular standard storage units. The C2 special use we felt was more favorable than the C3. So C3 does allow those without a special use, but we felt that something happened to C2 would be a better fit, of course, than a C3.
Is there any C3 in that area? I don't think there's any C3 in that area.
No, right now we adjoin the Cabot Commerce Center. I think is still industrial, although it has a kind of a commercial use. And then going to the west, of course, you get the little strip center, and then Harps. So that's I mean we are in a planned commercial little corridor there.
Right, right.
does anyone want to propose any action?
What kind of emergency is this, Adam? If there is any emergency.
I mean, if you go through the full process, of course, you know, 3 readings and then, then without the emergency clause, I mean, you're putting this August, September, October, November. So if we could possibly get a waiver on the, second and third reading, I could certainly see, not doing the emergency clause and giving it a month for the proper vetting. But I mean, it's y'all's pleasure. I just, I don't think there's anything that's going to come up on this one. It's pretty non-controversial as far as I can tell.
Okay. If it pleases the council, I'll go ahead and motion to waive the second and third reading.
I'll second.
I got a motion from Kevin, a second by Ed to waive the second and third readings for ordinance number 19 of 2020. Discussion? Seeing none, people in the audience? I'm sure you've been looking at Facebook, Matthew. No. Okay. All right, seeing none in the audience either. All in favor to waive the second and third readings of ordinance number 19 of 2020. Roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Weber,
Nay.
Amen,
Ron?
Nay.
Long,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Warner,
No.
Vivens,
Yes.
Nakhan? Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Everybody. Fails 5-3. Next item.
Hang on. I got a motion to adopt it if we're going to do this far. A motion to adopt ordinance 19 of 2020.
It failed.
It failed?
It failed 5-3. It has to have supermajority.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
I thought it was favor 5-3. Okay. Never mind. I got you.
Well, it was in favor 5-3, but you have to have supermajority.
Okay. Never mind. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Next ordinance, Ben, I am correct on that, right?
Yes, sir, you are. To suspend the rules like that, you do have to have a supermajority. Yes, sir.
Okay. All
Did
right.
the whole ordinance fail or did we just fail this
You just
suspension?
failed suspending it. It'll get its second
Okay,
reading
okay.
next month.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Next item is ordinance number 20 of 2020. Tammy, please.
Number 20 of 2020, an ordinance to rezone a part of Block 36, Town of Cabot, and part of the SE 1/4 of Section 13, T-4-N, R-10-W, Cabot, Lono County, Arkansas, from R-1 to C-2, amending the land use plan and for other purposes. First reading.
Okay. And as Ed said earlier, no further action needs to be done on this, any more readings, but I'm still going to ask the council if you have any questions for Laura or anyone.
No.
Matt?
So
Go
is
ahead.
this just a cleaning up of the zoning map? Since there's already commercial there?
It's not all commercial. They're wanting to keep the front. This was all brought as one rezone to the planning commission. They just wanted the back part is R4A. The front part they're wanting to rezone and keep it as commercial along 2nd Street.
Or was Highway 376 2nd Street a part of the commercial corridor on the comprehensive plan? Was it long-term plan to be a commercial corridor?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought it was.
Anything else, Matthew? Anything from the audience? Seeing none, we're going to move to item D. Ordinance number 23 of 2020. Please, Tammy.
21 here?
I'm sorry, did I say 23?
21.
21.
Ordinance number 21 of 2020.
Yes.
An ordinance to set millage tax rates to be collected in 2021 for the city of Cabot and for other purposes. First reading.
Any questions?
These aren't due to the county until what, October, November?
Yep.
All right, I don't see any reason to waive any reading.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't plan to. That's why we put it on in July. Ed, do you have anything for this?
No.
Okay. Anyone in the audience? Seeing none, first reading's completed. Next item, ordinance number 22 of 2020. Tammy?
An ordinance to permit council members, officials, and/or municipal employees to do business with the city of Cabot, specifically Bobby R. Hefner Jr., and for other purposes. First reading.
On this, of course, we'd like some action on this. I've spoke with Ed about this. That's why it's on here. Bobby Hefner has been working for VSC, and we weren't aware of that, but he's gonna turn in his resignation with VSC pretty soon. I don't know when, probably next month or so. This Friday, going to turn it in this Friday, but we wanted to put on the books that we were okay with him working with VSC.
Make a motion to suspend second, third reading.
Second.
I got a motion from Ed, a second from James. Discussion? Anyone in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, Tammy?
Bivens,
Yes.
Nakam,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Wayman,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Warner.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Emergency clause, Ed, do we need that?
Need to adopt it. And yeah, I think we better just to, even though he is resigning, you know, we just need to go ahead and enact this thing while he is still there, in my opinion.
Okay.
So it would require us passing the emergency clause too. It's just housekeeping stuff that we do all the time on these things. So I make a motion to adopt 22, isn't it? Yeah, 22 of 2020.
Second.
Second.
Yes? Okay, I got a motion by Ed. Was that you, Doug, second?
That was Ron.
Ron?
Yeah.
Second, to adopt the emergency clause for ordinance number 22 of 2020. Any further discussion? Anyone from the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy?
Bivens,
Yes.
Nakam,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Yes.
Layman,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Warner.
Yes, and I'll make a motion to adopt the emergency clause while I'm here.
Second.
We got a motion from Doug and a second by Norma to adopt the emergency clause for ordinance number 22 of 2020. Any further discussion? Anybody from the audience? All in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy, to adopt the emergency clause.
Bivens,
Yes.
Nakam,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Yes.
Layman,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Warner.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next item is ordinance number 23 of 2020. Please, Tammy.
Number 23 of 2020, an ordinance to waive the competitive bidding requirements and allow the city of Cabot into a contract with G&W Diesel Emergency Vehicle Specialist, Inc., declaring an emergency and for other purposes. First reading.
Thank you, Tammy. Chief, do we need any waivings of this? I know we talked about it at the agenda meeting. I think we do, but if you want to go ahead and repeat it.
Yes, sir, we could, how about that? Okay. Yes, we need to, if we could, the council approves waive the second and third reading and enact the emergency clause.
This will put us on the books for the company, but council needs to realize too that once we turn the apparatus over, that the fire apparatus fund will make the payments, but we'll have to come back to council for a short-term loan that you would have to approve for us to pay for this apparatus being completed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because we don't have the money. Well, we do have the money in cash, but we don't want to spend all of our cash. We can get a low rate fund for 5 years to do it, which would make more sense. But it will have to come back to you to ask for that and to amend the budget if it's in 2020, but it's probably gonna be in 2021. So we'll make sure it's in the 2021 budget. But this is not the last you're gonna hear this.
It won't be till second quarter of 2021, will it, Mayor?
That's what they're saying, April, but you never know, they could get done earlier, but you just don't know.
To file a contract, they have up to 360 days to complete it.
Can't hear him.
They have 360 days on the contract, so it could be third quarter.
Okay, that's all right.
But we'll put it in the budget for 2021. But we're gonna need financing. But we have the funds to pay the monthly payment though.
Make a motion, we waive second and third on 23 of 2020.
Second.
I got a motion from Ed Long, a second from Matt Weber to waive the second and third reading of ordinance number 23 of 2020. Any discussion?
I just want to make sure we are meeting the required criteria to waive this competitive bidding. everything's gold.
Yes, they're the sole manufacturer, so that meets it.
They're sole source.
Sole source, isn't that correct, Chief?
That's correct, sir, yeah.
Any other questions? Public? Apparatus of fire engine truck. Yeah, it's not the ladder truck, it's the,
No, it's our current engine one. It's a 2005 Pierce Defender, one of the front bumpers. Get a little tired, so we're trying, rather than buy a new one, we're just gonna refurbish this one.
any other discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please, Tammy, to waive the second and third readings of ordinance number 23 of 2020.
Warner,
Yes.
Givens,
Yes.
Knockhand,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Wayman,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Make a motion to adopt the emergency clause on ordinance 23 of 2020.
We gotta adopt the ordinance first.
Oh, sorry. Make a motion to adopt the ordinance. My bad.
Second.
Got a motion by Matt, a second by James to adopt ordinance number 23 of 2020. Any discussion? Seeing none, anybody for audience? Anybody else? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Warner,
Yes.
Givens,
Yes.
Knockhand,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Wayman,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Since I screwed up, I'll let somebody else make the emergency clause.
The adoption of the ordinance passed 8-0. Emergency clause action, someone?
Motion to adopt emergency clause.
Second.
Motion by Doug, seconded by Damon to adopt the emergency clause for ordinance number 23 of 2020. Any further discussion? The audience? Seeing none, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Warner,
Yes.
Givens,
Yes.
Knockhand,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Wayman,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next item, Tammy, resolution number 26 of 2020.
A resolution declaring the structure located at 1100 West Elm Street in the city of Cabot to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owners to abate said nuisance and for other purposes.
Okay, this is here for public comment. So I believe Ben helped me through it. Do we get the motion in second and then we open it up to Kroger people and then the audience and then back to council? How would you like me to do this?
I think probably the best way to do it would be to let Laura present the case for condemnation and then give Kroger and anybody else who is also a chance to respond, and then anybody in the audience who would like to speak as well. And then after that, at that point, do any motions as may be necessary.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Laura, will you please present the case?
Yes, as most of you are aware of this property, this is the old Crown Metal building located at 1100 West Elm Street. There have been numerous cases to where code enforcement has written that building up for nuisance and abatement. As you could probably see in the resolution paperwork, we sent a structure violation notice out at the end of June to let Kroger know that this property is not being maintained, and it is a very hazardous building in the city that we need addressed. And code enforcement was working with Kroger to get the property fixed, but then Kroger quit responding to us. This has been going on for a few months, back and forth. So when Kroger quit communicating with us, we just decided to move forward with the condemnation process. You can see through the many pictures that we have taken that this property is extremely hazardous. We've had break-ins to it numerous times. We've had to go in and board it up many times. The police have been called on it. So we really just need to take some kind of action to be able to move forward to get this property taken care of.
If I can add to this, Laura, I do know for a fact, and Ed probably knows, even in the prior administration, there was emails and stuff sent with no response. Am I right on that, Ed?
Yeah.
Okay, so it goes back further than just us. It's been going on a while, Laura, so there's no surprise here.
And I actually talked to someone this morning and reminded them of the meeting this evening. To be honest, I didn't get much response back from them. So they have been notified by mail, as well as I talked to them today. They were spoken to a few weeks ago to remind them of this meeting. I don't know what else we can do except for moving forward on this resolution.
Laura, he's on the call right now.
Okay.
So have you presented, so I can let him speak now?
Yeah, unless anybody else has any other questions for me.
Michael, you're from Kroger?
Yes, sir. My name is Mike Rozier. I'm with Kroger. Funny, in a past life with Kroger, I was actually the real estate manager for the Memphis division and was the person who swooped into the auction and bought this when Bank of America foreclosed on the building, with plans that everyone's probably aware of to do a large redevelopment of the 6 acres there, the former Dollar General, and the 2 vacant out parcels behind the fast food. I will say that, and I say this unfortunately, both personally and for the town, that when Kroger had some reallocation of its capital, less funds went to major store projects such as this. And this project ultimately was put on the back burner. And then ultimately now they've made the decision to sell the property. And so at Kroger, again, understanding the condition, we would ask that not be condemned right now, largely for the just recent interest we've had in actual buying this warehouse property right now from a buyer who we believe has interest in the structure, if not simply the steel, but also the walls that can be patched and the roof that can be patched to make this a functioning warehouse building again.
Can you tell us what kind of business this is?
We do believe there is one offer from a local HVAC business.
Is there any idea on timeline for them purchasing this building?
They have made an offer after my attempts to get Kroger to consider, let's say, the viability of this site as a major project. They've still told me to proceed on selling it. So I have my orders to sell the property and sell not only the Dollar General, but the 2 vacant out parcels to the north of this site.
How much extra time would you need to know if you can get this deal done?
I would be hoping to have property under contract within a month. And then based on that contract, I would think it's probably about 2 months to sell it. So you're talking 3 months right now.
Mayor, I'd be willing to table this and address it each month if this purchase continues actively. I'd say let's see what happens. If it comes to it runs into a wall, then we can address the condemnation then. I agree.
I would agree with that. If Michael could come back and give us kind of an update. I know the real estate business is iffy and uncertain, but if he's got any updates he can give us, that'd be great.
Yes, we do have a potential interest in not only the factory, but the former Dollar General. So after, let's think here, I started putting this all together 6 years ago, and now I got to unwind it.
Right.
Laura, do you have Michael's number?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, if I can ask, what is the zoning for that area? You just said factory, and that's going to get some red flags sometimes. Okay.
Well, I make, let's say when I bought it, it was the Crown Metal Building Factory. So let's say that's just 6 years of nicknames for me. I apologize.
Okay. Well, we could table it every 30 days and let it come back and get an update. That's my suggestion, just like Doug said.
But consider that a motion.
Tabling it and giving him a chance.
Okay.
Rehab
Doug,
it.
are you going to make that in a motion?
Yes.
Okay, you move to table resolution number 26 of 2020.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got a second.
Second.
Got a second from Damon. Any further discussion?
Yes, it's tabled till the August council meeting. Am I correct? Is that what you're asking? Okay.
I've got a question to ask Ben. Ben, whenever we pass this tonight, it does not automatically trip a condemnation. It trips another process that goes into effect. Is that not correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct. If it gets passed, whenever it gets passed, that will trigger a 30-day time period for Kroger or for anybody else who buys it to either demolish the building or bring it up to code. Yes, sir. So upon passage of the resolution, there is another 30-day time period triggered. Yes,
another 30-day minimum. And then they have to sit down with you at that point and work out a plan going forward, correct?
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right.
Okay. So if we wait another 90 days and this thing doesn't happen and we trigger this again, then we're in another round of another 3 or 4 months. My inclination on this is to go ahead and pass this resolution tonight, trigger the next step, which is an automatic 30-day waiting period. If Michael has a contract at the end of that 30 days, he can come to you and then y'all can roll it. That's part of your authority under this ordinance. Am I correct?
I think yes, in that case, I would certainly, it is the council's resolution. I certainly bring that back to the council.
I understand every bit of that.
Yeah, but yes.
And the only way then it could be removed, officially removed, is that you have to come to the council. We have to withdraw the resolution. I'm not in favor of tabling it, guys, but I'm not going to kick up dust on it. I think we ought to go ahead, move forward with this and move on. I'm trying to be as respectful as I can on this, but the communications has been lacking over the last 2 years. And Michael, it may be your fault. It may not be. But it is a fact, and I don't think you'll disagree with that. So, I think we need to be cautious about tabling anything and triggering another 4 months. I think we need to pass this, trigger the 30 days, and then find out where they are at that point. That's just me.
Well, didn't he say it was? Didn't you say Michael was going to be 3 months?
Maybe he said he had the word maybe in there, or possibly, or could be.
I would tell you that
he comes back and addresses it each month, and meets communication need in between. Wouldn't that satisfy? And if he didn't do that, then what would we lose? 30 days next month.
Yeah.
But we've lost 2 years as it is, Doug. I'm not going to, I've made my statement. I'm not going to kick sand up over it. I will not oppose whatever the council wants to do. I just won't. But I'm just trying to be reasonable on this. And I guess let Kroger know that we're tired of non-communications, that we need to at least have some communications with this. And I hope that Michael says he's going to communicate with Laura. I don't even communicate with the council. That's day-to-day operations. But he does need to communicate with Laura and the mayor. That's a must. And, you know, and if that fails, then I am gonna absolutely pry up blocks to get this thing passed. I'll tell you for a fact.
Mayor, I'm sorry, go ahead.
When is the last time the police has been called over that site? Is anybody tell me? I don't expect an answer. It's kind of shot, but
I can give you a date if you give me just
okay.
a minute.
We got to remember the people that live around there too. That's another important thing. Yeah.
We got kids over in that neighborhood getting in that thing. You know, I mean, it's just, it's a bigger mess. And I'm sorry, Laura, go ahead.
That's okay. May 27th is when the police was called over there because I got a call on the morning of the 28th asking for us to go up and board up the back door.
Okay. That's good enough for me.
Oh.
And I only just was in communication with Michael this morning, just only to find out that he potentially had a contract on this property. I mean, like Mr. Long said, I've not had much communication from my office to their office, vice versa, on this property, and numerous letters and notices have been sent to the Kroger offices.
In the not in the meat of the resolution, but when one of the letters attached that was sent by Laura, it says that after the date of this meeting, if we pass this resolution, they have 30 days, or we will condemn, and the city will take down the building. So he wouldn't even have time. I'm looking at the attachment of her letter.
If they don't take any action within 30 days, the city has the right on day 31 to go and tear the property down.
Right. So I mean,
abatement law.
He wouldn't even have time to try to get to sell it.
That's part of the communication process that we're getting at.
Right. Exactly. I understand.
And Ms. Laura, if I could, I will say this. When I was running the real estate office in Memphis, which ended in 2016, everything came to me. And then through corporate restructurings, there's actually no longer a me in that office. There's only real estate people in headquarters and facilities people in the Memphis office. So I'm guessing I know the contact you've probably been calling. He was a coworker of mine. We built many stores together like Benton, Arkansas. But again, there's a bifurcation and possible lack of communication with the restructuring. We're still learning this on the fly ourselves. So again, I read that ordinance as after 30 days, either have a plan to take it down or we're going to have a plan. And again, all I would ask would be to give me 30 days to try to sell it without having that sort of threat hanging over my head, because any buyer potentially could get scared off from that ordinance right there.
Michael, this is the mayor. Just want to know what your official role is with this building, if you would tell the council, and do you have any financial interest in it?
Sure. I am a transaction manager in real estate through Kroger. I have no personal financial interest in this property.
Okay. But you are our contact, correct?
I am the contact, and I will say I have somewhat of a emotional interest due to the fact that I put it all together, and it was my name on the line telling Kroger it was a good deal to do it all myself. So you do have someone who's not nameless and faceless. I've been here many times, seen the property, been through the meetings. I think we even had the groundbreaking scheduled, and then everything changed. And I do say I apologize, but it's not the only town that this has happened to.
Mr. Rogers, this is James.
Go ahead, James. What'd you say?
This is James Reed. Kroger has been a part of our community for a long, long time. And although they've restructured and they're not going to be building the large fresh market stores, Kroger being here is important to us. So for that reason, I'd like to give you some time to accomplish this and see if we can get Kroger to be a continuing part of our neighborhood.
Thank you, sir.
I don't think he's threatening to close Kroger down. You know, I mean, he's just asking to get his head out of the trap that he has found it in. You know, and he just shook his head with, you know, further discussion on this thing. And he's now gone from 90 days on having a contract. They're going to have a contract in 30 days. That makes Eddie
Sir,
feel a little bit better about this thing.
Yeah, sir, I believe I said we'd have a contract in 30 and the property would be sold within 90.
I'm asking, is a contract with a closing date on it?
He said, I motion to table it for 30 days.
Well, at the end of 30 days, man.
Okay, here's the deal. We've got a motion from Doug on the
Oh, we did.
floor
I'm sorry.
to table this resolution until August. Is that correct, Doug? Damon seconded. We've been discussing.
This is the August council meetings when it'll come back, not necessarily on the 30-day, but the August city council meeting. It'll be redressed. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, sir. So the question is, do you still want this voted on, Doug? You don't withdraw it. You still want this voted on? It's got a second.
My motion is still there. Yes. Let's vote on it.
Now,
I'll call the question even.
Okay, you call the question, but still I'd like to ask the audience, do they have anything they want to say? Because this is a public hearing. Okay? Audience. Anyone? Can you come up to the mic? I apologize. You've got to state your name and your address, and you're welcome to speak. It's just, we got to have this for the record. You got to get real close. I'm sorry. Yep. Yeah.
My name is Danielle Cassidy. And my question is, why did it take 2 years to get any kind of correspondence from Kroger at all on this?
Because we've never had a resolution to condemn it and tear it down. Go ahead, Mike. I'm gonna let you answer. Why is it taking 2 years to get any action? Why is it taking 2 years?
That's a great question. So rough timeline here is in 2016, we were gung-ho on building this. Then for a variety of reasons, everything sort of got put on hold. After the dust settled, Kroger went from building about 150 of these type of projects to about 20. And so it was basically a reprioritization of what the best projects in the whole country were. So it took us some time to figure out what we had, what we wanted, and what we wanted to do. And it has taken this long to say, we don't feel that this will stack up on a yearly basis, and it's time to cut our losses and sell.
Did you get that? Anyone else? Seeing none, anything else from the council before we vote to table this until the August city council meeting? Seeing none, all in favor of tabling resolution number 26 of 2020 to the August 17th council meeting of 2020. Please say aye. Roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Long.
Yeah, I know, I'm thinking.
Aye.
Aye.
Davis,
Aye.
Warner,
Aye.
Evans,
Aye.
Nakhan,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Weber,
Aye.
Passes 8-0 to table. Michael, congratulations. Look forward to seeing a contract in 30 days.
Thank you, Mayor. Sounds accepted.
I and Laura will be in touch. If you would please take her call and talk to us when we need you, that would be wonderful.
Absolutely. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you. If you don't,
Hang on.
Just on our YouTube page, Bill Robinson said, give them time to sell. It's better for all. He said that you guys were voting. So just that one.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Next item is resolution number 27 of 2020. Tammy?
Resolution number 27 of 2020, City of Cabot, Arkansas is essential in support of fair, direct federal emergency support to reopen and rebuild local American economies.
What this is, I talked to Ed. There are FEMA grants out there and ADAM grants out there, which is the Arkansas Department of Emergency Services. This is something we need to have on file, that we are an essential city, and that so we would be eligible for some of those grants because of the COVID lag. It specifically will be for our Parks and Rec and our Senior Citizen Center and some other areas that have not been functioning as they would have been without COVID. So this is just something that will help us in the future. Then that this is taken straight from the attorneys at Municipal League.
Mayor, this is just simply something that happens on all emergencies. It's the same thing that happened if it was a flood or an ice storm. We have to have this resolution in place beforehand. If not, we're not eligible for a dime, not a penny.
Correct.
I'll make the motion to adopt it.
Got a motion by Doug.
Second.
Second by Kevin. Any further discussion? Any discussion by the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Wait, Matt.
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Warner,
Yes.
Yes.
Givens,
Yes.
Nakam,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. I have no more new business on the agenda. Does anyone have any new business they'd like to present to council? Seeing none, we're gonna, it'll go.
Oh, Mayor,
Yes.
let me tell my two committee members, you're going to be getting some UDC changes, what, Laura, later this week or the first of next week? The council, the committee members need to look them over. Laura will have instructions in there with it. We're going to do action, start our action then on this. It has to do with the camper trailers and all of that. She's got some wording. She has cleared it with Ben. He's had some ideas, but I wanted the two committee members to know they're going to be getting some.
Very good. We have seen it.
Okay.
You're gonna get that plus a few more other code changes as well. So the verbiage that you previously have seen, I have actually added a little bit more to it.
Okay.
So you'll actually get an updated email on that.
Very good.
Do you have a deadline on when you need our feedback on that, Laura?
I actually did see your email just before this meeting. Sooner rather than later, please. I understand you have some company in town, but I'm trying to get as much verbiage together as possible so that I can bring this to the work session.
All right. I'll do my best.
Understandable. Thank you, sir.
Okay, any other new business from council? Okay, now we're going to go into community input, and the first up is Mr. Greer. Come on up, sir. If you would, for the record, state your name and address.
Greer, 66 Parkview, Cabot.
Proceed, Mr. Greer.
I'm here I'm standing in for my daughter and her business. She runs two businesses in Cabot. She has one that she's in right now that she's outgrown, and we have another building she does. It's 40 foot next to where she's at now. She needs to be moved into the larger building, but the city is saying that she has to pay the parking lot, brick the front of the building, probably do the landscape. I understand that makes it look a lot nicer. But when you're working on out of your pocket, and she goes and borrows money to put that money to do that building, she's out of business. And I don't think that's right. I mean, I know there's a code book there that you go by. But to me, the code book sometimes is a little too strict for some people. I think there's a lot of businesses that maybe could survive if it wasn't so tough and there wasn't so much money up front to have to be spent. And I know that Cabot wants to be beautiful, and I'm all for that. I've been here all my life. I've been in business since I was 15. My family's been in business for 100 years, and I love Cabot. But I'm concerned about small business. I've got a list of people that's either left Cabot and went somewhere else, or just decided not to come to Cabot because it's just too tough to get started. That's a concern. And I don't think, because she's owned this building the family has for 50 years, why she should have to go in and borrow money, which she's not going to do, to pay that parking lot and spend all this money when it's 40 foot from where she's at now. Same driveway, same parking lot. So all she needs to do is move over 40 feet and go from 1,200 square foot to 4,000 square foot. And I hate to say that we would have to move out of Cabot, but we would if we had to. She would, because it's just not right to have to do that.
Now, Mr. Greer, her business is what, Southern Decor, if I remember right?
She has Southern Decor and she has Cabot Discount Grocery.
Okay, and the business is located right there at the corner of 2nd Street and, give me the other street, I can't remember.
2nd Street and Southern Decor is at 2nd Street and Ritchie.
Okay,
And
that's right.
she is right across, the grocery store is right across from West Side Elementary School.
Okay, so Southern Decor, if everybody remembers where that is, 40 feet from that to the right, if you're.
No.
Not the other one, down across from West Side School. There's where we're having a problem. That's where the Southern Decor is fine. The grocery store is where we're trying to move 40 foot over to the other building.
So you're not.
That address is 1610.
So you're not talking about Southern Decor going into the blue building next door?
No.
We're
Okay.
talking about where her grocery store is, right across from West Side School.
Okay.
Just moving into the building right next door.
Okay, so you know where she's talking about now, right? Everybody kinda? Basically, our code enforcement and Monty and Laura's been working with the Greers or Miss Jessica, and they're going by an old ordinance that's on the books about if it's been vacant for 6 months and change uses, then you've got to bring it up to code as it's a brand new business.
It's not been empty for 6 months. The building's rented. We're moving the guy into another part of that building.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully she can move her grocery store into the front part.
But
we've got receipts where the building has been rented, the lights has never been turned off, the water's never been turned off.
okay, so the person leaving though, did he do what Cheska's about to do?
Yes.
Okay. Laura?
Mayor, that's not the story that Monty was given. I just got off the phone with Monty just to make sure I had all the facts straight. Monty was told, Mr. Greer had told Monty that building has been vacant for almost a year.
No, I didn't tell him that.
Okay.
I didn't tell Monty that. And I will say Monty was very professional and he was very fair when he come in there. I have no problems with Monty. But the building hadn't been empty a year. In fact, it's full of merchandise right now, completely full.
Okay. So how long has it been empty, Mr. Greer?
Got receipts from up through March.
Okay.
And then we had him to move out of that building into there's 3 parts of this building. He is in the middle part of the building.
Okay, yes,
We
sir.
have a back part for a warehouse, and then this front part is where she will come in.
Okay, so let the record show, Mr. Greer is saying the building's been empty for 4 months. Uses are the same. Laura, do we have any issue?
I mean, if that's the case, I mean, I don't have any issue, but that's not the case that we've been under the understanding for the past couple weeks. Does Mr. Greer have a contract showing that lease was up 4 months ago?
Got receipts.
He has receipts, which
I don't know what I have contract now.
that's probably a Ben question. If he showed use in course of dealing, I don't know if that'll work or not. Will it, Ben, for legalities?
I mean, it could. This is a very fact-specific question, so we're going to need to actually see what he can provide, but it potentially could, yes.
Okay, okay. But I seem to agree with Mr. Greer in the fact that we may need to revisit that old ordinance and figure out what exceptions or what things we could do to that ordinance, because there are a lot of empty buildings in town. And I know personally I had one 4 years ago, and it was tough. But I wanted it really nice, and I went and borrowed the money, but that's what I wanted for a professional practice. But still, it costs a lot of money. So, you know, depending on what someone wants it for, would we rather have the sales tax money and have it rented for now? Or do we want to, you know, keep business from not forming in Cabot as quickly as we want? I don't
Mayor,
know.
was that business operating, or was he just storing items there?
He's operating.
He said he was operating, Laura. Well, if
What is
you can
the
show that, I don't
standard?
see a problem. Huh?
What is the standard for everybody else? Do we ask for receipts with everybody else? Or is it the contract?
It's usually the contract, or, you know, they said how long the building's been empty. Like Laura said, Damon, staff has been under the impression, from what I've been told, that, you know, it's been empty for the time period that this ordinance applies to. So we were just following the law and trying to figure out a way around it. So if this is the case, then we don't need to figure out a way around the law that's been set in place. Seems to be that we're okay.
Mayor, can I field one more question with Laura on this particular account?
Yes, sir.
The Greer commercial property currently on Second Street was rezoned from C2 to C3 so that they would have the ability for exterior 24-hour-a-day display. Does the property he's looking at leasing have that, or will it be required?
He's not leasing
It is
it, James,
currently
they own it.
zoned C2.
And it's already C2.
Yeah, they
C2
do
would
not
be
have,
fine.
they're not zoned C3, so they could not have any outdoor storage.
The C3 that's at Southern Decor has been the problem.
Yeah,
This is two entirely different locations.
Right. But if you move Southern Decor over to this new spot, they're not going to need any outside display, correct?
No, we're not moving. Southern Decor.
Okay. Okay. That was another thing I was told as well. So there's
Southern
been.
Decor's not moving.
Okay.
No, we're not moving Southern Decor at all.
Okay. Okay.
I would like to say one thing if I could.
Sure.
We spend a lot of money advertising to get people to come to Cabot to shop. Probably 8 out of 10 people that comes through our doors is from out of town, and I'm not just talking about BB or Jacksonville. A lot of them drive 50, 60, 70 miles. Saturday, I had them anywhere from Sheridan to Ball Mile and everywhere in between. And a lot of times they'll ask us, is there a good place to eat? Yeah, there's a good place to eat. So when they come to us, we try to encourage them to spend money in other places, in which they do. And I mean, we're not trying to be selfish. We're not, you know, we are for Cabot, but we're also for ourselves too.
Well, I think we all know that, Mr. Greer. You've been here, like you said, 100 years. And I remember as a kid going to get my blue jeans at the Green store back in the 80s.
Okay, that's the building we're talking about.
That's the store.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, the green one. Yep.
That's the one.
Yep. That's why I always knew your name, Green Greers. Yeah. Just a little tidbit there for you. If everyone is in agreement, if that's the case, you know, sounds like that there's no issue here.
I don't see an issue, Mayor.
I would like to get with Lonnie though, to get that straight, about the year, because I think there's a misunderstanding, and I'm not saying he's telling the story, but no means, I'd like to try to get that straight. I would talk to him about that, so.
Okay.
I don't want to be misleading at all.
Sure. Yes, sir. Yes. Laura, you have anything else? Any questions?
I don't think so.
I guess we can get with Miss Jessica tomorrow and figure out what all we need to do. Okay. Do we need to get with Miss Jessica or you?
I guess you probably just need to do that.
Do you have Johnny's number, Mr. Greer's number?
I don't have his number. Monty may have it though.
Does Monty have your number? Okay.
Make sure he gets it.
Okay. All right. He's gonna make sure he gets it. So if
Yeah, he
you,
can call my office in the morning.
sir, I mean, ma'am.
He can call my office in the morning.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Mayor, right, state right. One of our YouTube citizens, Becky Williams, said we need to make it easy for small businesses to thrive in Cabot, let her move to expand her business. Dr. Wisdom.
Okay. I think we just did that. So tell Becky.
Could you repeat that, Mayor?
Becky Williams said we need to let her expand her business. Cabot make it easier on her. That's what Becky Williams said. Did you have anybody else on there? Okay. I think we have the Casons here.
I'm one trade Williams here in Cabot. I have a couple of issues. Both of them are with the street department, actually. I live in a corner lot. I have a little connection street that runs next to my house that connects trailways across. The last 5 years, I've parked vehicles over there. My kids have parked their cars there. I don't have a big driveway. And this morning, I came outside and I had spray cans in my yard, put up no parking signs. Because I have one neighbor that just moved in February that wants to complain. Now, the people who lived there before, we all used to park cars over there. Nobody told me anything. There's been no communication whatsoever. This is the first time I'm finding out anything about it. Was today. The police have been able to do it, looked at it again today. I'm not impeding traffic, emergency vehicles or otherwise. If I park in front of my house, I'm blocking driveways, I'm blocking mailboxes. If I try to fill my driveway up, I'm blocking a sidewalk, making kids and everybody else on pedestrians walk out the street to get around and walk out the sidewalk, causing a safety issue. If I park out in front of the house like that, back out the driveways, on their concourse, if I get kids, called blind spots in the street. There's no issue with parking over there. Today, when I called the street department, I was told that they don't care, I gotta figure it out. So happened at the city council meeting happened to be tonight, so here I am.
Okay. Where he's talking about, council, is the Crosswind subdivision and then the Tradewind subdivision. And if you know where Mike Birchfield lives, right there on that corner, there's a street that connects them, that through street that everybody goes to get from neighborhood to neighborhood. It's a through street right there. There's stop sign on the west side of the street, but there's not one on the east side. There's one driveway on the south side that pulls out there onto the street, but there's no driveways on the north side of the street. Does everybody kind of know where I'm talking about? Or I guess, Matt, you do, you're the mailman, so you know. Laura, you know. Ed, do you know kind of what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So there's no driveways or houses that are facing that street. It's just a street that connects
Right.
to, and it's about 165 foot long.
There is one driveway, the guy across the street, his driveway, right by the intersection.
Okay, it's right by intersection where the stop sign is, right? Okay, so there was a request because traffic, people speed through there or whatever, so traffic to request to us to look at what could be done to keep cars from parking, trying to go east and west on that road to get from subdivision to subdivision. And I think they use that a lot because it's easier to pull out off Tradewinds Drive than it is to pull out on Crosswinds Drive, from what I'm understanding. So it was hard to go down that street is what we've been told. So street department was marking places to put no parking on this side of the street. So hence we are here tonight. That this gentleman used that street to park his cars. How many cars did you park there, sir?
Usually just one, but right now there's three.
Okay.
Get away with just two, that would be fine.
Okay, so right now there's been 3 cars that have been parking there, but he can get away with 2 that's on that street to go to the next subdivision. Joe, do you have anything to add?
No, sir, Mayor, you've described the entire ordeal 100% accurate.
Okay. So the question is, I know me and you changed some emails before the end of the day, but I had some meetings to go to. You and I were supposed to meet sometime with this. We just started talking this afternoon. I guess in my mind is the resolution you're wanting to be able to use the public street to park on, or what?
Yes, I want putting the no parking signs there. We've complained for years about speed bumps because people speed up and down our street. Well, lots of them run over, nothing happens. But all of a sudden, somebody complains that he doesn't want people parking anywhere near his driveway, and no parking signs come in.
Okay.
Mayor, could I ask a question?
Hang on a second. Go ahead. Go ahead, Matt.
Sorry. So I guess I'm not clear on if this is being used as a cut through, for lack of a better term, and people are speeding through there, I don't understand why no parking signs would be used to try to diminish that. Would not other means of traffic flow inhibiting devices be more advantageous for that circumstance?
I don't think it's for impeding or making people slow down. It's for people not running into something.
So we're trying to protect Mr. Birchfield's vehicles for him?
No. He didn't park on the street.
3-car driveway, 2-car garage. I have vehicles on that street, but I mean, garbage truck is through them, no problem.
I apologize. I can barely hear what he's saying, so I'm having trouble understanding the circumstance.
I park my vehicles on that street. Actually, my kids do. The guy across the street parks in his garage. He just has 2 vehicles. And he has a 3-car driveway. He has a lot bigger driveway than I do. So he doesn't park on the street. But the police have been over there, looked at it. They were over there today and said I'm not impeding traffic in any way, shape, or form. Emergency vehicles or otherwise. There should be no issue as long as we're not blocking his driveway. There should be no issue. The only issue is he just doesn't want us to park there. And he's told my kids if they don't stop parking there, he's just going to hit their vehicles just because.
Here's what it looks like. You got crosswinds right here and Tradewinds right here. And it's just a cut through road. The only driveway is right up here, like he said, this one gentleman. So it's basically a street. The houses are all facing that way, you know, with your driveways. So this is just a cut through to connect the neighborhoods. You remember that used to be a big piece of land out there with one house and they built the subdivision around that house?
Yeah.
So That's the deal. So he's parking his cars along the street here that has no house. It's around, I guess, 2 people's yards on the corner is where you're parking down the road, right?
Right.
Yeah. So when he parks his cars here, there's yards here and yard here, but their driveways are going out this way, you know?
So he's being asked not to park there?
Well, we're
Well,
putting,
I'm being forced not to now.
yeah, we're putting up no parking sign, but there's a stop sign here anyway. You can't park 100 feet away from the stop sign anyway.
Mhm.
So I don't know what police officer told him that it's okay to park where there's a stop sign 100 feet.
He said, as long as we're back far enough from the stop sign, not blocking his driveway, we were not impeding traffic.
Well, the rule, chief, isn't it 100 feet?
40 feet.
Is it 20 feet? 20 feet from the stop sign? Okay. 20 feet.
We've got to have a reason other than just a neighbor mad at another neighbor in order to go out there and enforce parking. I mean, was he impeding the flow on a public street? Was he creating an issue with emergency equipment getting down through there? I mean, why did we do that?
Well, my understanding is the flow of traffic wasn't getting through there correctly because of the cars that are parked. Because there's no drive.
Lanes and crosswalks both have their own street to get in and out.
It's just a cut through. So people cut through here, and the way the cars were parked was impeding people going through the cut through.
We're calling it a cut through. Is it a city
Which
street?
could hurt a fire truck or any other emergency vehicle.
Is it a city street or is it a cut through?
The city street.
Okay.
That they use.
But it has no name.
Yeah, it does. I think it has Tradewoods Lane.
Tradewoods Lane.
Mm-hmm.
It has no deliveries for mail on that street, though.
No.
You're correct, mailman.
Thank you for.
That's what I was getting at. No one has a driveway on this street, so it's basically.
So he's not blocking the mailbox, so the postal service has no issue with him.
Postal service has no issue.
Don't want nobody to go postal.
Fire department's got big trucks. I don't think they'd have an issue. They can sure get it out of the way if they need to.
If they can push by the way, there's plenty of room, but like I said, the garbage truck goes by, no problem, every Friday.
Well, if a garbage truck makes it through there, anything.
So this is a dispute between 2 neighbors? Is that what I'm understanding now?
Yeah.
Apparently it's a dispute. Like I said, this is the first time I've heard about it. I found out about it because the city spray painted my yard.
Oh, Lord.
We're hearing that it's a dispute.
And we're in the middle of it.
Well, seeing some of the other solutions that I've seen around town, maybe he could just put some gravel in his driveway and he could just pull up on his lawn.
You know that.
I know we're going to be dealing with that pretty soon.
You know that's against code as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Which brings me back to why I asked the street department director what he suggested I do, and he said, figure it out.
Well, Mr. Caston, I'll be happy to meet with you. We can schedule time either in the mornings or evenings, afternoons, and maybe we can come up with something, or you can tell me your plan on, you said you can go down to 2 cars or 1 car, or,
Well, I mean, the story right now is usually just 1 car now, but since my oldest son lost his job due to the virus, him and his fiance are temporarily living with us right now. So I can just park their 2 vehicles over there. It's just temporary. We'll be back to just 1.
Okay.
Not a big deal, but you know, police came over today and we had a discussion about it. I told them if the guy had just come over and talked to me, we could have figured something out instead of making this big issue and spending city money and me being here taking up time.
Okay. Well, we're glad you're here. This is how we get things fixed and solutions accomplished and put in place. But I'm going to have Chief Boswell go with me tomorrow over there. Same way with Chief Davis, police chief, and we're going to look at the area and figure out the width of it, make sure there's no traffic flow issues if we do park a car. And then you and I will meet and I'll kind of tell you where we're at and what we can do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is council okay with that?
Hey, it's a perfect solution.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Casson, for coming. Casson, right?
Yeah.
Casson. Okay, I got it. Man, I'm sorry. I know no one likes their name mispronounced. Anyone else in the audience? Do you have anybody for Facebook? Can you check one more time for us, or YouTube or YouTube? Just a couple more things to council. Just wanted to let you know that we did get on Friday. We didn't know when they were coming in, but Friday afternoon, Jessica Davis, while Tammy was out on vacation, we got a $500,000 worth of checks in for different roofs in the city. Each of them are going to be over $20,000. So y'all will be seeing that legislation. We've got to work on getting those bidded out, and you're going to see something coming up soon. Hopefully we can get them done before the end of the year is what our plan is, depending on if we can get the construction crews and all that other stuff. One of those will be City Hall. You know, we've had problems with all the buildings in the city have been dilapidated, and we've got all that hopefully ready to go. Michael Wheeler's been helping me, doing a fantastic job, and hopefully we'll have something to you on that soon. On the other resolution we did last month or the month before on the mural on the old fire station, I think that turned out well. They did complete their contract as they stated. If you haven't went and seen it, please go see it. It's very professional, very eye-catching, very 3D or 4D. It really looks like a C-130 and a train going through the building. Very impressed. The strawberry looks like you can eat it. So I was very impressed with it. I know we've got some other murals as went up in town that weren't on the city building, but I know we're looking forward to seeing the flag on the old Cabot Bank building or our public water building here coming up soon that Unity is going to do. So that's all I have that I know of to let you know of. Council have anything else?
I'll motion to adjourn.
Second.
I got a motion from Kevin, a second from Ron. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Adjourned 8:39. Thanks everybody for coming.